Hi guys, I've got a fantastic effect to show you now, and it's called Out of This Universe, and it's a brilliant card trick that will leave people baffled. And the good thing about this is it's mainly in the spectator's hands, so they control most of the effect, but it always works out to your advantage. So as usual, it's going to come with its own tutorial so you can do it yourself. I would suggest one thing though, is you need to practice doing your table riffle shuffles for this effect to work properly. So here it is, first of all, a performance and then a tutorial to Out of This Universe. Okay, I've got a fantastic card effect to show you now. This effect is called Out of This Universe, and that's because it is. I'm going to have a spectator that's going to help me, so I've got my daughter Fiona here, she's going to do it. So what I'm going to do, Fiona, is what I want you to do is to make 4 piles of cards, okay? And then once you've made the piles, you can place the cards anywhere you want at random, just like that, okay? You can put 2 down here, 1 down here, 3 down here, anything you want to do. All that I do ask of you is when you do make the 4 piles of cards, try and keep them roughly the same amount of cards, because I'm going to be shuffling them in at the end, okay? So you do that for me, Fiona. So Fiona's now putting the 4 piles down. She can place the cards anywhere that she wants. It's completely free choice. I'm not forcing her to put them anywhere. She just does it by herself. Like I say, all I do ask of you, Fiona, is to just try and keep the piles roughly around about the same. It doesn't have to be spot on, but just roughly.
There we go.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we now ended up with 4 piles of cards. So all I want you to do now, Fiona, is I want you to just choose any of the 2 piles.
This one and this one.
These 2 here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to riffle both of them piles together, just like that. And then I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to do exactly the same, riffle them 2 together, just like that. And I'm going to take the 2 piles and again, just give them a bit of a riffling together, just like so. Yeah?
Yeah.
So they're all mixed in. Now what I want you to do is I want you to make 2 piles of cards. One, a pile that you think are going to be red cards, and another pile that you think are going to be black cards. And again, it's your free choice where you put them. You can put 2 down here, 3 down here, 1 on each. It's entirely to you. Again, all I ask you is to try and keep both piles roughly about the same, so I'm going to be shuffling them in as well.
Okay.
So again, Fiona is putting the cards down wherever she thinks is going to be a red and a black card. And again, this is her choice. I'm not forcing her to put any cards anywhere at all. Again, just asking to try and keep the packs roughly around about the same. Okay. So I've now got 2 piles of cards. Are you happy with that? Yeah. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shuffle these in. I'll do that again. Need to be a bit square. And I'm going to shuffle them in just like so. Okay? So they're all completely mixed and you place them anywhere you want it to do, yeah? What I'm going to do now is make 3 piles of cards. Okay, so before this trick started, I made a prediction, which is here. Now I predict that this middle pack will contain 20 cards.
No.
How good's that? You probably counted them anyway, didn't you? No, my prediction was that this middle pack will contain 10 black and 10 red cards. So let's just count them out now into black and red piles. Let's count the red ones first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 black. Ain't that good? But that's not it. Because what you've managed to do is in this pile, you've managed to separate all of the red cards from all of the black cards. And that is Out of This Universe. So that's the performance. Now here is the tutorial. Okay, so for this effect you need to be able to do the table riffle shuffle, so I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on that. If you take half the pack, what you want to do is make sure that the packs are both quite squared up. Your 3 fingers here come over to the back edge of the card, and your thumb comes across to the other corner here, just like that. And with your first fingers, it just slightly presses on the middle of the deck. So you're not bending the cards, all you're doing is just gently lifting them up and performing the riffle shuffle, just like that. So again, 3 fingers on the back edge of the card. You've got to make sure they're squared up, otherwise it's difficult. 3 fingers on the edge, your thumb on the corner, first fingers in the middle at the top edge of the card, and just slightly bend them and then allow the cards to riffle together, just like that. The better, obviously, the more practice that you do it, the better you will get. The better you will get, it will then make this trick a lot more simple and more self-working. Okay then, so this is a tutorial for the effect. The pack needs a setup first of all. Make sure you take out your 2 jokers, so you only want 52 cards, and then you're going to separate the cards, all the red cards from the black cards. So you've got all the reds in one pile and then all the blacks in the other, and then just have them together like a normal deck. So explain that you want to your spectator to make 4 piles. They can go anywhere they want. They can place 2 down here, 2 here, 1 there. It doesn't really matter, as long as they just keep the piles roughly separate. And the reason they're going to keep the piles roughly separate is because you want to shuffle them in when they've done it. So you just perform that till they've done that. Now remember this, as long as you can do your table riffle shuffles, this is going to be self-working. Ask them to pick any 2 piles, so let's say, let's pick these 2, and again just riffle them in, just like that. Take the other 2 piles and do exactly the same with that, just riffle them in. Okay, and then once you've done that, take the 2 piles together, see how they won't square up then, so they won't work properly, and then just riffle them in, just like so. And then, now this is the thing as well, if you now go on to doing the 3 piles, then this will probably work out for people that can't do the riffle shuffle that good. But if you have got the riffle shuffle down to a T,